Alrighty, guys, we are back. It's your boy EQ. And up next, we have Drake claiming he had to remove his son from school over safety concerns. And with Drake's lawsuit now officially being filed and publicly published, many of these new details have now emerged. Drake has allegedly done many things that should justifiably be condemned, but I do strongly believe that children should always be off limits. He didn't choose his father, but this really goes to show you how far Drake has really gone out of favor, and probably one of the most historical fall offs ever documented. And if there were security risks before, I can only assume that now that you're suing the biggest force in music, that those concerns might now ramp up. But for him and his attorneys to try to connect Kendrick Lamar and UMG to the incident at Drake's Toronto home, where his bodyguard took a bullet, definitely seems like a stretch. While anything is indeed possible, I can't fathom Kendrick Lamar sending goons to Drake's crib in Toronto. I really don't think it was that deep for him. I honestly think that he just wanted to demolish the man because of his faulty character. But that hasn't stopped Drake from trying to pin it on them and try to beef up an otherwise very weak case. And as far as how Toronto feels about him, it's definitely a mixed bag. I've spoken with a ton of homies from Toronto that tell me that Drake honestly isn't really entirely beloved as much as he would like to portray. So it wouldn't be crazy to think that he's allegedly made some enemies of his own in his own backyard. And that honestly has been echoed by many comments from supporters of this very channel. And he has been allegedly linked to the Hells Angels too, so who knows if there's any correlation there. But this wouldn't be the first nor the last time that an artist has been extorted, only for them to try to free themselves of that extortion and be met with some scary consequences. I would honestly see that as a more viable theory than try to connect Kendrick Lamar to this or UMG at all. But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into this article where we have Drake claiming he had to remove his son from school over safety concerns. All right, Drake's legal action against Universal Music Group, UMG, has taken a turn as he's alleged that the release of Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us, created a dangerous situation for him and his family. According to an 81-page lawsuit, the Toronto superstar claims he pulled his 7-year-old son, Adonis, due to security concerns. The suit details a series of incidents that allegedly occurred at Drake's home in 2024, just days after Kendrick dropped the Mustard-produced track. And honestly, I feel like that is more of a coincidence than not, because around that same time, there was also a very similar incident over at the Weeknd's manager Cash Out's house in LA. So along with the Hells Angels theory, I would definitely include the Weeknd Drake connection as a way more viable and plausible theory than trying to connect it to Kendrick. The timing is odd, but definitely something I feel is more coincidental. One particular event alleged an armed group of assailants pulled up to his residence and opened fire, injuring a security guard. Blood was everywhere, the lawsuit states, adding that it took nearly 30 minutes for an ambulance to arrive. In the following days, Drake's home was reportedly targeted multiple times. In one incident, an intruder allegedly used his bare hands to dig a hole under a security fence to gain entry, and another break-in attempt occurred on May 9th, further raising concerns for the rapper's safety. And while obviously this is all very, very scary stuff, yeah, I don't think Kendrick Lamar had anything to do with this, nor did UMG. This definitely screams of him actually making some domestic enemies of his own over in Toronto. And right now I'm going to have a very tinfoil hat moment, but I even saw some theories that he allegedly has something to do with this, that maybe this was staged. And honestly, with the way the world is today, man, nothing would surprise me, not even that. So that's definitely a conspiracy theory that's been floating around lately. Drake's legal team argues that the events were no coincidence, claiming UMG prioritized corporate greed over the safety and well-being of its artists, by capitalizing on the success of Kendrick's diss track. The lawsuit even draws parallels to the 2016 Pizzagate conspiracy theory, citing the spread of false information that led to real-world violence. And as a veteran of the music industry, Drake has to know that these labels are in the business of making money through music. So with the run that Kendrick Lamar has been on over the past year, and the phenomenon that was Not Like Us, you'd be crazy to think that they wouldn't put their full might into it. But the thing is, they would have did absolutely the same thing for Drake if the Drake records were the ones that the public really connected with. The fact is, the better music won. Right now, Drake is really trying to throw the blame on everyone else but himself. Honestly, yeah, Kendrick Lamar definitely did some damage to the perception of Drake, but over the last 24 months, I feel like we've seen a run of L's that have been unprecedented, done by the hands of Drake himself. So if he really wants to sue somebody, like I said before, he's got to start with the man in the mirror. And it's very hypocritical when he himself was allegedly benefiting from this system the most. So I definitely feel the higher-ups over at UMG definitely feel a certain way because they have made this guy a billionaire. With the palpable physical threat to Drake's safety and the bombardment of online harassment, Drake fears for the safety and security of himself, his family, and his friends. The legal doc states it alleges that the threats mentioning Adonis on social media contributed to Drake's decision to pull his son from his Toronto elementary school and relocate him and his mother for the summer, which is obviously something that I totally understand. Like I said, Kids should be off limits, but the internet can be a very nasty, nasty place, which is the reason why a lot of these celebs don't even put their kids on social media to begin with. In response, UMG dismissed the claims as baseless, stating to Variety, "Not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, is illogical. We have invested massively in his music, and our employees around the world have worked tirelessly for many years to help him achieve historic commercial and personal financial success." As Drake and Kendrick's beef wax has simmered, Drake seems to be adding more fuel to the fire with this ongoing lawsuit. And for the one person that should want this beef to go away, I feel like Drake is pulling some type of move every other week to just add more steam to the situation. When the legal actions were filed, Kendrick Lamar saw like a 400% increase in streams. And from a comment I read from a few days ago, the same thing occurred with this lawsuit. The song literally shot up to the top 10 again. So if Drake is going to blame anyone, he's got to blame himself. Adonis should not be included in any of this. It does suck that people are making these threats, and honestly, they should face some consequences as well. But the internet is a savage place, and I don't really think that's going to change anytime soon. The toxicity online is at an all-time high. But Drake can't be oblivious to the fact that he himself is the one that really put himself in this situation. I mean, it's very telling that no one in the industry seems to want to bat for him right now, other than like the OVO army, like Maul, Adam 22, and DJ Academics. And as far as DJ Academics, I feel like more and more each day is further cementing my belief that Academics is really starting to resent Drake for not showing him the same love that he's been showing him. And honestly, I kind of do think that that love was fake to start with. I mean, we have years of footage of DJ Academics exalting Kendrick to be the #1 guy, to be the GOAT in rap, with the field being very, very distant. And some of the narratives and ways that he goes about pushing these narratives only make me think that this guy is doing it to make Drake look even worse. And who knows, the same thing could probably be said about Maul himself. I recently saw some tweets from him from like 2013 basically saying that Kendrick Lamar is the #1 lyricist on the planet. So either these guys are the most compromised guys in hip-hop media, or they had a change of heart like the game. And like I said earlier, this case is very, very weak. Obviously, him putting up details like this is something that might help change the perception of the situation. But I don't think Kendrick Lamar nor UMG has anything to do with this stuff. This definitely seems to me like it stems from something else, but time will tell. But definitely let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about the whole situation? Do you think that whole incident could have been staged? For me, in today's world, honestly, nothing is implausible. Nothing is impossible. So who knows, but definitely let me know. And also let me know if you guys think Kendrick Lamar should be connected to this at all. And I'm really interested in seeing what you guys have to say on this topic. But definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. Guys, I want to thank you guys so much. The channel has been growing exponentially. I know I say that every video, but it's because it is true. And honestly, it's all thanks to you guys. So I really want to thank you guys so much for making this channel a part of your day, because it honestly does mean so, so much. The constant love and support you guys show on a daily is honestly overwhelming, and it is probably the biggest reason why I make these videos. The conversations in the comments are always dope, so I hope you guys love this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Honest might end up emancipating himself after all this.